Body language. Have you noticed how distinctively confident people carry themselves? The buttery smooth movements, the enticing, broad gestures, and the overall aura of power and confidence that they exude. Wouldn't it be lovely if someone told you exactly what it was they did with their bodies that make them that way? So you can take your first step towards becoming an enigmatic, confident, competent, and charismatic figure yourself. This is the first episode of that mini-series, and in this video I will discuss 3 high confident, high status body language gestures and explain step by step how you can adopt those yourself. I thought about making one long video, but making shorter, multiple videos will be more digestible and will give you time to start using these gestures before being swamped with a ton of them and losing sight of each gesture. I do want to make a note regarding confidence before we move to the first gesture. Learning these behaviors will make you feel and appear more confident, but this isn't the deepest form of confidence. True, genuine confidence is built by yourself through doing and achieving the hard things that require effort, discipline, and dedication. Being able to deliver to yourself, being able to trust yourself, building that solid relation with your inner self. But that is a video for another time, which I'll definitely make on this channel, so be sure you are ready to drink that knowledge up like an ice cold smoothie on a blazing hot summer day, once that video is out. First of all, what is the arms akimbo? No, it's not the Call of Duty kind of arms akimbo. I'm talking about this kind of akimbo. We see Tommy Shelby using this a lot. Also, many other high status individuals. The arms akimbo is a dominance and territorial display which you see animals do as well. Here are 2 wolves. See how the tail of the right one is lowered, whilst the other one has the tail all the way up. He stands tall with his feet planted wide and firmly on the ground. Same thing here. You see the dominant tail sign, whilst the others have it lowered and in between their legs. Here is my favorite one I've seen so far with lions. Here you see a lion who is about to try to mate with one of the lionesses. This one is the alpha. By the way, alphas in the animal kingdom and in the realm of humans, high status individuals, they don't expand unnecessary energy. Hence why they either move less or very deliberate. You will notice they have smooth and deliberate movements. Compare that to those who have less emotional mastery and who fidget a lot. But I'll cover that more in depth in the body language video of Unconfident Body Language. If you want to see that, consider subscribing. The alpha lion observes what's going on, waits for it, and is ready to explode with power. Here you see his territorial display, expanding himself as much as possible to show how large he is. Just like those animals, we as human beings have multiple of these territorial displays, one of which, you guessed it, is the arms akimbo. Using the arms akimbo makes you appear larger and is a high dominance, high status cue. In general, high status individuals take up more space than those of lower status. Hence why we see high status individuals use this gesture a lot. Like here and here. Also, people in positions of authority like police and military personnel use it often. So how do you do it? 3 steps. The first one, place your hands on your hips. Second step, flare out your elbows. This gives you that spacious look. And lastly, point your thumbs backward. This is an extremely dominant cue and is often also used to signal that there is an issue or something to be discussed. Like here.
They fucking did.
But I can tell it's more than that.
And here.
I thought all this business was done with.
It's almost sorted out, Dean. I'm just here to let you know that Bert's a crook. What did you say?
Harvey.
And here.
And finally, we will rid this city of his kind. And finally, we will rid this city of his kind.
If you want to make it a maximum power pose, plant your feet firmly and wide apart. Another great scene is when the former M is getting fired, but in a subtle way. Listen to this.
You're firing me.
No, Mum. I'm here to oversee the transition period leading to your voluntary retirement in 2 months' time.
Then see the arms akimbo that follows a couple of seconds later.
Can you...
I'm not an idiot, Mallory. I know I can't do this job forever, but I'll be damned if I'm going to leave the department in worse shape than I found it.
It is a dominant, extremely dominant cue. For those who are new to this channel, there is one thing I want to get across to you, and I've spoken about this in my Laws of Power videos repeatedly. Listen, you don't want to appear powerful at all times, you want to be powerful at all times. So know when it is wise to use this and the other high status, high confidence poses, and when it's better not to. In the last James Bond movie of Daniel Craig, we can observe it as well.
Oh, Bond. My God, I haven't seen you how was your retirement?
Shut up, Q. I know he's staying with you.
MI6 has discovered what they're up against. Nanobots.
Programmed with DNA to target specific individuals. Heracles was designed to be the most efficient weapon in our arsenal.
We see the highest status individual in the room use this gesture. Garrett Mallory, also known as M. However, the arms akimbo, or arms on hips, is also a universal gesture used to communicate that a person is ready for assertive action.
Arrest me.
I just want the egg.
But I'm fertile. And I am ripe for the picking.
It can also be used to show that the individual is ready and alert. Samantha Wheeler, who is a primary rat personality type in the TV show Suits, uses the arms akimbo as a default. In the short scene I'll show in a second, she does this without a need for confrontation. If you perform a gesture or do a task over and over again, repeatedly over a prolonged period of time, it becomes an automatic, unconscious behavior. A habit. I'll make this clear through a study that is done on rats in an upcoming video. I love this particular scene here. Also note the verbal dominance and how she frames Harvey as being a kid.
Look at you sweating it out in the law library like a first year. I didn't know you could read.
And how he deals with it superbly.
I didn't know you could read.
I'm just looking at the pictures.
Females, you can still do this when holding a bag.
Did you know?
Look at
Know
this.
what?
That Gavin Andrews was gonna ask me to launder money for him? I don't believe it. You knew it the whole time.
No, I didn't. But I knew he was going to ask you to do something.
Then you and I are gonna go.
A cautionary note, guys, this arms akimbo has an underlying subtle message it carries across. It says, I'm ready in case of aggressive action. I'm not afraid of confrontation.
Excuse me?
Joy told me about the stunt you pulled.
So again, be wary where you use it. Let's move to the next high confident gesture.
Mr. Wick has breached no legality.
Then you know that I have the right to demand of you.
Nothing. You demand nothing of me, Mr. D'Antonio. This kingdom is mine and mine alone.
The drape is where someone connects a body part, let's say the legs or arms, on or around an object. By doing this, you show ownership. You connect yourself to an object or even a person, which I'll cover in another video, and by making this connection, the object will become an extension of you. I own this. The same way a sword is an extension of a swordsman or samurai.
What if I drop it?
The steel must be part of your arm. Can you drop part of your arm? No.
Individuals who feel confident or even superior subconsciously take this position. They drape their legs over an object, like a chair or a desk for example, as a way of establishing a territorial claim. We see high status males and females do this a lot. Look at this. If their arms weren't spread, they effectively would have taken only this much space. But by extending it, just like the wolf extending its stills and the lion enlarging its body, there is much more physical space taken. It is a high status move you can start using right now.
I would advise you to think very carefully before you use that tone with me ever again.
I encourage you to focus mastering one of these before trying all of them. You will feel uncomfortable at first, guys, and since this is something that isn't habitual to you yet. Keyword in that sentence, yet. I'll get back later to how you can deal and train against this initial discomfort. By sitting like this, you're exposing your vulnerable body parts. Unlike people who feel insecure, shy, anxious or threatened, who then contract themselves and appear smaller, just like animals I showed earlier, high status and confident people in contrast expand and enlarge themselves. They claim space. They feel comfortable doing it.
What's one more thing to say?
It's the life. She likes the life, eh?
Here is another fun scene that came to mind.
I was wrong when I said you weren't ready, Harvey.
No, you weren't. But you are now.
Good night, closer.
Good night, Jessica.
Take your feet off my desk.
Not a chance.
This drape is sometimes also done on other people, but as I said, I'll cover that in another video. Lastly, you can use this in combination with the first one we covered, like here.
Answer the question, Miss Paulson. He...
The world's only Pashmina. You're not getting this case.
And a cautionary note. Beware when you use the leg drape because it can come over as plain disrespect.
Alice. Hey. Get your damn feet off the table, man. Show some respect.
Seriously?
Before we move to the last one and one of my favorite gestures. Friends, I got an exciting announcement which you will absolutely love, but first I want to thank every single one of you beautiful souls for liking and commenting on the video. It helps a lot with the growth of this channel. The announcement is one that you guys have been waiting on for a long time. My body language course is making great progress and trust me. There is no course like this made in the world. It is a very interactive course teaching you the ins and outs of body language. I take a lot of pride in producing that course and I am aiming to make a course that is so complete and so well edited in an interactive manner that for the upcoming at least 15 years nobody will produce one like it. And even more importantly that anyone who takes it becomes a body language master. So stay tuned for that. For the people who are new here, the goal of this channel is to give you the tools and strategies that you can implement in your life so you can achieve your desired goals and dreams in an ethical manner. This is a body language video, but body language isn't the entire story. I make videos about mindset, personal development, and power. If that is something that resonates with you, consider subscribing. And for those who want to see more raw content of me, you can follow my second channel where I upload more frequently and without much, if any, editing. Shayan, thank you for all your videos. Could you please explain how I can master body language? And guys, this is not the only question that comes in like this. They come in multiple various shapes and forms, like especially from females. What are some female high confidence body poses? By the way, the Tommy Shelby body language video is being made, and also one with Michael Gray.
Michael! Hello, love!
As for the season 6 episode 1 breakdowns, they will come, I promise you that. However, they will come only after they are released for the majority of people on Netflix. In this way, the series won't get spoiled for them. Let's continue with the video. This is one of my favorite ones and my go-to gesture when sitting on a table. The steeple is a universal display of confidence. We see a lot of presidents and people who hold a high status position use this. The steeple is the ultimate power pose for your hands. How do you do the steeple? Step 1. Spread your fingertips of both hands. Step 2. Connect your fingertips. And step 3. Arch it a little. Now it looks like a church steeple. We've covered this gesture in the body language breakdown of Luca Changretta versus Tommy Shelby. I'll link that video right there. The steeple is a powerful gesture for a variety of reasons. First, when people who are nervous try to fake these gestures, their hands will tremble because of the nervous energy. So it is very difficult to fake this one. Second, this is another way of expansive behavior that portrays confidence. It shows that the person who is using it is confident in what they say. However, this doesn't mean it is accurate. Someone can be confident but still be wrong. And earlier I mentioned that this is the ultimate power pose for your hands. But why is this? It's because the steeple is the most expansive mode for your hands. Third, it shows that you're relaxed. Fourth, it makes you look calm, cool, and collected. And fifth, it can show the other person you are listening to them and encourage them to talk, particularly when you do this with the head tilt, but that is a gesture we'll cover another time. Also, in their research, Linda Talley and Samuel Temple asked participants to rate photos of leaders using positive hand gestures like a steeple compared to leaders using no hand gestures. They found that participants perceived the leader with no hand gestures to be distant and the leader with positive hand gestures to be more immediate and attractive. In the Definite Book of Body Language, Alan and Barbara Pease write, "We found that the steeple was frequently used in superior-subordinate interaction and that it indicates a confident or self-assured attitude. Superiors often use this gesture position when they give instructions or advice to subordinates, and it is particularly common among accountants, lawyers, and managers." They also write later on, "As a general rule, the steeple should be avoided when you want to be persuasive or win the other person's confidence, as it can sometimes be read as smugness or arrogance." So friends, in order to avoid this, you should not use the steeple while tilting your head backwards. See what me doing this evokes in you. Another word of warning is, don't do this when steepling, as this changes it all to an evil gesture. Friends, that was the steeple, the universal display of confidence, and which is often used by those in leadership positions. Alright guys, those were the 3 high confidence gestures you can start adopting right off the get-go. To recap, first one, arms akimbo. Second, arm or leg drape. And third, steepling. If you want me to continue these kind of videos and bring the next 3 confident gestures, let me know in the comments below and I'll start working on them. Also, I see people who use confidence body language for a brief moment and then break it going into low confidence poses. So it is critical for you to know what low confidence and even nervous body language looks like so you can avoid those or use them strategically as a power play, exactly like Thomas Shelby did in this video. Or watch this video, which is from my second channel, where I create unedited or bare minimum edited videos and answer your questions. This is a video I uploaded as a response on Shayan. How can I master my body language starting right now, and how to deal with being called on using new gestures? So, check that out.
With pleasure.
Short side note, guys. Don't worry, it's no sponsorship deal or anything. At the beginning of the video I told you guys that confidence comes from being able to deliver to yourself. I had set the challenge for myself for this video to finish the editing in 3 days. I'm dead on. Even though I got a cold after so many years and I got every single excuse in the world not to deliver it. Because who in hell knew about this challenge? Nobody but me. But that's what character is, guys. Being able to deliver to yourself and the confidence that comes forth from that. No body language trick, no certain cue that you can take or the verbal dominance that you have can produce that. This is something that's deep, something that's visceral, something that's real. And when you're able to reach that state...